yeah, maybe we have to do some setup change.
No, well, okay, qualifying stage, he would have wanted a good result. We've got obviously plenty of cars to come through. He might not be the best position on the road tomorrow. Who knows what the others will do.
It might give the others a chance.
But, as he said, I need a bit of a setup change. So he knows now that he needs to make changes for tomorrow. Isak Reiersen now, who tuned in for Isak. What an event this is going to be. It's his home event, very much home event. He lives just a stone's throw away from the service park here in Karlstad.
He's a great kid, really nice. He had a massive performance in Hungary and on this rally in the past. But Mabellini here and Virgil Enzi, they were the stars, absolute stars of Hungary, along with probably 5 or 6 other drivers. But, I mean, the disappointment when they had to stop with the damper canister coming off with the flailing rubber from the tyre problem. But, you know, Mabellini is absolutely stamping his authority at the top of this as a regular, as a top-line driver.
And that confidence shows.
Yeah.
I mean, the clock has run on here, but that time was looking good when we headed through the red boards. We'll get you a confirmation on what the Mabellini time is in just a few moments. There it is. It is fastest, 2:43.6. Let's see what Isak can do here. Home event, not just for him, but for the team that prepare his car as well. And that is where he works, in the road department, on a regular basis. So he's a superstar this weekend. Monday morning, he'll be back to changing timing belts and all kinds of other things. Let's have a word with the fastest 3 so far there, and that's Andrea Mabellini.
Look, you guys had a really tough time in Hungary, and now it's a new rally, and you are fastest so far. You had a good run through there, yeah?
Yeah, we enjoyed it. You know, it's part of the game. You must go ahead, and I think this is the good way to start the rally. I felt really good in the stage, the car also. So, yeah, it's going to be for sure not easy, but we will try our best. We are pushing.
Yeah, and that's what we want to see the whole weekend. We want to see fantastic competition right at the top. Where will Verstappen get into the mix, I wonder? He's had, you know, a good run so far in the past 2 events. Certainly Sierra Morena, the first event of the season, was where we saw him win in the Masters category. It was Sasha Olli who won in Hungary, and Sasha is here this weekend as well. But Verstappen wants to be in the mix right at the front with everyone else, not just the Masters.
Yeah, I think it could be tough for Verstappen here, because we've already mentioned, we just look at that, over a blind crest, 3 wheels, kind of like off the ground.
It's beautiful to watch.
Massive speed. Verstappen, this is probably his biggest learning curve. I mean, Hungary was tough because of the roughness of the road. He's been brought up on tarmac his whole career. He's done a lot of tarmac rallying, and then you fire him into Hungary. But let's see, Isak is through.
What a good time on the board as well, just a second off the pace of Mabellini. That's second fastest, 2:44.6 is the time for Isak.
I think, I mean, obviously a massively talented driver is Verstappen, but I think this weekend we could see, because if you've not got the confidence to carry that speed over those big blind crests, those big sweeping corners, you do start to hemorrhage a bit of time. But as long as he learns, that's the most important thing.
And long 4 left plus over crest, hug. Long 4 plus over crest, hug, 120. Medium 3 right plus plate.
Isak home rally in Sweden, to be honest, couldn't look any better than it does right now, and you are definitely one of the favourites this weekend. You've just gone second fastest in there. How are you feeling?
That's good. Really good start. It's so important this qualifying. So I don't know why, but they have to be so fast all the time here. It's such an adrenaline just going through here, and it's nice welcoming to the rally, you can say.
Feeling a bit of extra pressure this weekend?
I've heard that question a lot, and I feel like we know where we are standing. I feel good, we're confident with the team and everyone around me, so I think it's fine. Thank you.
Yeah, he has heard that question a lot. I'm sure it's his home event, very much home event. So the pressure, yeah, it's going to be there, but he's going to try not to think about it. I think for all the Swedish drivers, you know, when you're competing at home, that element of pressure naturally is going to be there. Jos Verstappen then should be next to complete. Just a reminder, Andrea Mabellini has set the fastest time through so far. 2:43.6 is the time to beat here at qualifying on the third round of the season of the European Rally Championship. Welcome to the Royal Rally of Scandinavia.
5 plus, in brake, 40, 5 left minus, it's flank finish, 5 minus, it's flank finish.
Yeah, I say, I wouldn't be surprised if we hear Jos over the weekend say that was the biggest learning curve we've had. But
Yeah, now with the...
I think I heard him say that's 4 quicker. That is from the free practice runs.
Yeah.
That's what they've got to be looking at. As long as there's improvement coming every single time, that is the most important thing. Mille Johansson, the Swedes have got an abundance of very young, very fast, talented drivers coming through now.
Jos, it's time for Sweden, some very fast gravel roads. How are you finding it so far?
Yeah, I must say they look amazing, but for sure it's very demanding. You need a lot of confidence. I must say the grip is a little bit lower than expected, but it's still very nice to do. So again, still learning a lot, but so far I'm happy what's happening.
Yeah, time for Jos then of 2:49.9. Plenty more cars, of course, to make their way through this qualifying. Here are winners in the Masters sector of the event from Hungary. And we're back with Mille Johansson, Johan Gronvall now. You talked about, so many Swedish drivers, young Swedish drivers who are making their way through. Mille Johansson, our junior ERC champion from last year, who's still competing with us here in ERC in Rally 2 and also in the junior championship in WRC, which was his prize from winning the ERC juniors last year. But exceptional talent with Mille Johansson. Last night they had a bit of a PR activity. He won the remote control car race between the Scandinavian drivers. Is it a sign of things to come this weekend, Junior Porter? Probably not, but he's definitely going to be up there.
He's young enough, isn't he, to still be dialed into remote control cars.
Yeah, that's funnily enough what Mads Osberg said. He's only just finished playing with them because he's still so young. 2:47 exactly is the time.
Am I being too hard on him and thinking I expected a bit more? Maybe I built him up too much.
Yeah, he's 6th quickest.
Yeah.
I thought he might have been a little bit further up there. Let's see what he thinks. Is he disappointed with that? Let's find out.
Miller, that's 6th fastest through there. First Royal Rally in a Rally 2. Tell us a bit about your approach this weekend.
Yeah, I don't know. It's the fastest rally I ever done in a Rally 2, so yeah, we need to learn for sure. Still quite new to this car and all this, so yeah, it will be a good weekend with, I hope we gain a lot of experience here, and yeah, we will see about the pace, but I hope to be close to the other Swedish and Norwegians.
Were you hoping for a bit more in here?
Yeah, I don't know how is the...
6th fastest.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I was hoping for a bit more, yeah.
You've got some more stages to do that.
Yeah.
Good luck.
At least I wasn't like just beating him up there.
Yeah, I mean, let's see what the others do around him. Of course, we've got Jon Armstrong to come still, Stephane Lefebvre, Philip Allen, who of course was the power stage winner from Rally Hungary, who set some really strong times actually in free practice earlier. And talking of free practice, it was Miko Marchek who was fastest, but this man was 2nd fastest in free practice, and that's Jon Armstrong.
You see the confidence here from Sasha Ole. Just again, like Verstappen, you're not used to it. You can drop time. You're going fast, but the others are another level because they're just used to it. Also, they were in a Fabia Evo on the last round. They are in a new Fabia now. When I look at that, that's an RS. So again, it's still a Skoda, but it's very, 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 very different.
Yeah, a completely different prospect. 3 minutes, 7 seconds is the time.
3 right, pause, keep. Enter. 5 left, minus, tight spot, and overpass.
So I'm listening to Shane here.
3 right, minus, half long, double pause. Enter. Early, 3 left, plus, half long.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Jon and Shane get on, because they were right in the fight, weren't they, on the first day in the last round in Hungary, and then...
Going to chat to co-driver Rebecca here.
Rebecca, time for Rally Sweden. You had a fantastic time in Rally Hungary. How are you feeling about the weekend?
Oh, it's this stage is really hard, and all stage is so hard. We try, but it's really good and really nice. We love it.
And their reaction after winning the Masters category in Hungary was really special. And they kind of promised themselves if they were successful there, they would be coming to Sweden. And here they are, but a completely different prospect. Smooth, fast gravel here in comparison to Hungary's technicality and roughness as well. So really contrasting events for them. And of course, Sasha had such great stats at Rally Hungary.
The car there, that looked amazing. It was kind of like, we had at least 2 wheels off the ground, but it's on a bit of an angle taking off. And that's the difference when you've been here before to when you haven't been here before. Here we go, heading into the final section of the stage.
There's the countdown then. Just a little bit slower than Mabellini's time. Second fastest for Jon Armstrong, 2:43.9. Needs to take away a good result from this one. Now, we've seen the speed of Jon Armstrong, Jules, over the past few events.
Needs a big result.
He needs a good result now to keep that championship hope alive.
Yeah, because Jon's had very, very good speed on the first 2 rounds, but very little reward for it.
Jon, I was about to say how your driving and your car suits this rally, but looking at that timesheet, that's second fastest, so it suits you quite well, Ren.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I definitely would have taken that this morning. No pre-event test here, so these roads are quite specific. So yeah, we went okay, and the feeling's been there from the offset. So yeah, we just try to enjoy the weekend, and this is a good start because the last 2 years I've had a bad road position, so now we've got a good one.
And the competition's going to be pretty fierce this weekend, yeah?
Yeah, you just got to keep the shoe in her and keep the throttle down and go for it.
Always one for a line, isn't he, Jon Armstrong? Now, Stephane Lefebvre is who we were watching there, and he is in the Toyota. Here we saw him in the Hyundai in Sierra Morena. As Philip Allen heads off the line. Really keen to see what Philip Allen can do. We saw incredible pace from him in Hungary. Back to Lefebvre, though, adapting to a new car. He has been in the Toyota already this season, but that was on a French tarmac round, so very different prospect on gravel.
Yeah, he did have one big slide earlier on. We were on the crew cam, and I just saw huge amounts of opposite look coming, and then we went to the windscreen shot, and there was a big kind of slide going on. But that jump there, for me, obviously different cars, different suspension geometries and things. We've seen some cars over there where nearly all 4 wheels are off the ground, the suspension's at full travel. We didn't see that from Stephane, and you can see in the time, that's where, not just a jump, but to take off, you've got to be carrying the speed.
Yeah, 8th fastest through, 2:49.2 for Stephane Lefebvre.
Mille Johansson will be happy about that, because Mille, as he even stated, we said we thought he'd do better, he thought he'd do better. He's got someone in there, because he's still now in that group. Even though he was slightly off the pace, he's in the group. He doesn't need interlopers mixing it and putting him further down.
Stephane, it must be quite interesting being in this area in summertime and these very fast gravel roads. That's 8th fastest through the qualifying stage. I'm sure you would have wanted a bit more than that.
Yeah, of course we want more, but we discovered a new car Tuesday. We did only 50k of tests, so yeah, I need more K inside the car. And not need to forget, my last gravel rally was GB 2018, so I need more K.
That's a long time ago, isn't it? That he hasn't been on gravel, 2018.
And that was GB, that was Wales, which would be muddy, slippy.
Yeah. Completely different to what he's got here this weekend. The only thing that's similar is potentially the speed.
Yeah.
But that's a long time ago. So yeah, he needs to get back into gravel mode. Absolutely he does. Okay, Philip Allen then, the man who is pretty dynamic to watch. He always keeps us entertained. I think he really needed that power stage victory in Hungary. He was down on his boots a little. Things had gone wrong on some of the events. We'd seen a couple of offs from Philip, but then he pulled it all together on the last day of Hungary. He won the first run of the power stage, and crucially, he won the point scoring run, which was the final stage. And the reaction was just fantastic. He really needed it. Look at the time on the board here. Phillip Allen is fastest through so far.
Jeez.
I said he was great in free practice earlier. What a time, 2:42.9. Well, we saw some great reaction in Hungary. I think we're going to see some more great reaction here at the stage end now with Molly. He needs this confidence boost. We know he's got the speed, Phillip Allen. He just needs the consistency.
It's taken him longer to get his helmet off than he did the stage.
Really? Intercom problem?
Yeah, his helmet doesn't fit me. Yeah.
I'm just going to show you that.
Yeah, that felt grand in there, to be honest. No pressure, just a bit of drama at the start of the stage. We're swapping helmets, but the pace didn't feel so bad. I'd say we could have done a bit more, if I'm honest. But yeah, it felt good.
We're going to see big things from you for this weekend then.
If I can keep it together, maybe.
So we can.
Hopefully.
I love his honesty, because he knows that, you know, I think he knows he's got the speed, but it is keeping it together, keeping that consistency, keeping it out of the ditches, Phillip Allen.
No, there's no prisoners here, is there?
No, it's a fast rally.
Yeah.
You make the slightest mistake, there are big consequences here. So yeah, I'm really keen, I'm really pleased to see that kind of time on the board from him. Switch out to Jakob Matulka now.
Jakob won a rally in Poland at the weekend, if my memory's right, and I was reading the results correctly. Or there has been a Jakob Matulka winning a rally. I'm sure it was him. So, but again, that just gives you some confidence going into it. But interesting there, just going back to Phillip Allen with the helmet swap because the intercom wasn't working.
Minutes before they started.
Yeah, and that kind of thing can just kind of like knock you out of sync. And it's yes, it's still a crash helmet, but it's not fitting right. It's not your crash helmet, so...
Jakob did win an event in Poland. You're quite correct. I can't pronounce it, though, which is why I'm not quick to jump in there.
He won a rally in Poland.
He won a rally in Poland. Let's just leave it at that. So, you know, is that going to give him a nice bit of confidence coming into this one? Any win, regardless of what surface is on, does give you confidence moving forward. Let's find out.
Jakob, that's 8th fastest so far. How are you finding these fast Swedish roads?
Yeah, it's not easy. Something really different what I know. But yeah, we are here to gain experience and get to know this kind of conditions. I was trying to go fast here, but of course on the safe side. But I think it was not a bad run from us. Thank you.
Quicker than Mille Johansson, which was someone that, well, I mentioned. I'm not going to bring anyone else in because if I'm wrong, I can take all the blame myself. I was tipping for like being really, really quick. I was looking at a couple of Swedes inside that top 3 or 4, and then really just struggled. Simone Tempestini. What I don't understand is the numbers they get given on these rallies. Simone's like number 15, and then you've got drivers who are coming in for the first rally, different numbers, but it all gets sorted out in qualifying because they run in championship order, so that's the main thing. Tempestini through. Again, quick, he's been quick both rallies, but just some bad luck, hasn't there?
Yeah, and that's, you know, similar for many, many drivers out there. You need to keep it going to the end. You need to keep consistency of pace, but have good speed at the same time and try and stay away from trouble. It's really easy to say it here from commentary. It's way harder to put into practice on these stages. I want to know if the Czech fans that we saw en masse in Hungary have actually travelled here to Sweden to support Martin, because my goodness, there were so many Czech fans at the previous round.
Yeah, it's a little bit probably further commute to come here, but we do see a lot of fans all over Europe, which is great.
For Martin then, with that time, that is the slowest time on the board so far, 3:07.2. Let's see what Tempestini can do. Will he eat his way into the top 5 here in qualifying? Martin pulling up to the stop control. As ever, Molly Pettit doing sterling job down there, chatting to the drivers for us. We'll cross out to her in a moment.
Martin, tell us what that was like.
Máme za sebou kvalifikaci a nebylo to úplně jednoduché. Trošku nám to klouže, tak se ještě budeme muset podívat na nastavení, ale je to teda moc těžké a je to takový ten náš první závod ve Švédsku, kdy se budeme učit. Zatím všechno super, děkuji.
Max McRae and Cam Fair now into the stage. We've still got quite a few drivers that can make a dent on the front of the field. We're looking at Max McRae, Frank Tore Larsen, who's had brilliant pace here over the years. Ivan Brynildsen returns to competition, and Henning Solberg, who we haven't seen in the ERC for over 20 years. So fantastic to have Henning on board.
Love it. But again, Max McRae went off the start line there. It's like a copy-paste. Someone who's shown some good speed, but does no luck.
So the red boards are just around the corner here, aren't they? We are into the red a little, but it's not looking like too bad a time from Tempestini. 2.7 seconds off the pace, but even with that, that's the 7th fastest.
Yeah.
So mid-pack at the moment.
Flat, 4 right plus to the dip, and 6 left short, opens on flat best. 4 right plus, and flat, 5 left plus, opens on second brown, 100, fast, 4 right short post, into brown, sudden flat, 5 left minus, opens, and on flat brown,
Simone, it's been a tough 2025 season so far. You're 7th fastest currently on the qualifying stage. Tell us your expectations this weekend.
Yeah, like you said, our 2 previous rally were not exactly what we wanted. We had quite a good pace, but we didn't make it to the end. Now we are here in Sweden. It's a really fast rally, really nice event with beautiful stages. For sure it will be an hard challenge, but yeah, we will try to do our best.
It's going to be really difficult. It's really difficult to try and predict the top 3, as it always is in ERC, but maybe even more so here, you know. Over the past 2 years, we've seen Oliver Solberg, who's taken the win here. He is not competing this weekend. And the win could be anybody's. So many strong drivers out there who could take it. So yeah, difficult one.
I mean, Max McRae, as we just mentioned before, he's had a lot of bad luck so far this season, but he's getting good seat time. You know, this campaign, along with his British Rally Championship, it's all about mileage and it's about just getting into it. Stephane Lefebvre saying, I've had 50 kilometers in my Toyota. I need to learn. It's a huge thing. Bum in seat, driving fast.
Fast, 4 left short of our finish. Opens 5, 100. 47.5. What is it? 47.5. Correct. I didn't expect that rock on the left.
Oh, so it sounds like he's avoided a rock on the left potentially. He wasn't expecting the rock on the left.
Was it a rock, he said? I thought he said, I didn't want to, he said rock, or we were up on the left. I wasn't expecting, you know, I didn't know whether he was meaning on that jump, but maybe it was a rock.
Maybe, I'm not, let's find out. Let's see what he says to
Let's
Molly.
see, yeah.
Max McRae, 11th fastest.
Max is 11th fastest so
15.
far. Something unexpected in there?
Yeah, just a little rock on the inside that I wasn't expecting, but yeah, that's fine. The stage is so fast, so I'm just trying to get my confidence back. But yeah, we'll just go from there.
What are roads like this in a car like this?
Really fast, yeah. It takes some confidence to drive these roads fast in these cars, but we'll just build up to it this weekend and yeah, see what we can do.
Hopefully no dramas like he had last week. But last weekend he was driving on tarmac. Now he's onto very fast gravel. Yes, it's seat time. Like I was saying, that's what you want, but constantly changing is difficult. Okay, could this be the one who topples Philip Allen? Let's see. Frank Tore Larsen, he's been amazing, hasn't he, on this rally the last couple of years?
Do you know what? We've seen some stellar performances from him, haven't we? In terms of the times he's been setting, the confidence Frank Tore Larsen has shown us. Yeah, could he be the one?
And he's been quick in his home rallies this year, so the speed's there, the confidence is there. But It's ERC. It's the big one kind of thing, isn't it? So
it's Dariusz Biedrzycki who we're following right now. As you can see, the countdown to Philip Allen's all-conquering time at the moment, 2:42.9.
for Philip Allen, whoever comes in now beyond him, you know, if Larsen's to come through, Bryn Nilsson, Solberg, he's going to be potentially fastest, if not maybe like third, fourth fastest. He's going to have a whole new world tomorrow with the road position because of it.
Yeah.
And as he said it at the end of Hungary when we interviewed him about winning the power stage. I said, you got to. He says, I'll take that. He says, but you know, my problem is, he says, I win one stage and I need a new shell the next stage. And he says, because it's win or bust.
Yeah.
And that's what he needs. He
needs that happy medium.
Yeah.
It's the consistency. It's the word consistency that he needs. And he said it himself. He needs to keep it all together. That's going to be the biggest draw this weekend. Dariusz completes then. It's a time of 3:17.7.
Dariusz, how are you feeling about the weekend ahead?
Fantastycznie. To jest moje marzenie było wystartować. Te odciski są super. Ja znam szutry. Drugi raz w życiu na szutrze, także ale pięknie. Jesteśmy szczęśliwi, mega zadowoleni. Mamy mega taką frajdę z jazdy. Cieszymy się, że tu jesteśmy. A plan na weekend? Omijać kłopoty i meta oczywiście. Dziękuję bardzo.
On board now with Ivan Brynildsen, who should have been in your seat this weekend, Julian Porter.
Well, it was news to me when I heard that Molly was coming. I was like, who's not coming then? And then you went, Ivan's doing the rally. I thought, oh, right, great.
Great time on the board for Frank Tore Larsen, just a second off the pace of Philip Allen here. That's third fastest, just behind Mabellini.
Ivan also has had a good run in the National Championship so far this season, hasn't he? So him and Frank Tore Larsen, they've been battling it out. They've got good speed. I appreciate we're in Sweden this weekend, but the speed is there.
Frank Tore, that's third fastest, just a second off the pace, off to a great start. How does it feel to be back?
It feels fast, very fast, so I'm just happy we got a clean run. I tried to push hard without doing any mistakes or too many mistakes, so quite happy.
What are you targeting this weekend?
I finished fourth last year, so I want to finish better than that.
He is targeting a podium, and it's a good start on qualifying, certainly. What can Ivan Brynildsen bring to the mix here?
Yeah, that's fighting talk, isn't it? Normally people are sitting on the fence, aren't they? Oh, no, Frank Tore Larsen, I was fourth last year. I want to be better than that.
I want to be one better, absolutely. I spoke to Henning earlier on. He's delighted to be here this weekend. He only managed the recce, remember, last year. He didn't actually compete. We're all keen to see what Ivan's time is going to be. How does he factor in to this top 10?
When Frank said, when Molly asked him, how does it feel? Frank went, feels very fast.
This is going to be a good time, I think. I'm not sure it's not going to be fastest, but it's not going to be far away from it.
Not bad.
1.5 seconds off the pace then for Ivan Brynildsen. Fifth fastest overall. Okay, let's get it on board with Henning Solberg, who has probably one of the most experienced co-drivers alongside him in Stephane Lefebvre, who's done 512 rallies in his career.
Wow.
Ivan, it is good to see you back behind the wheel. That is fifth fastest so far. How does it feel?
Sorry, how fast?
Fifth fastest.
Oh, it's a relief not to be first on the road at least. So no, it was a great push. It's getting a bit nasty in there now. A lot of big rocks. So I tried to avoid a few of them, but at least we improved, and I'm happy with my drive. And I have to say I'm much more happy to be behind this steering wheel than rather behind the camera. So it's going to be a great weekend.
Have you got what it takes to win?
We will see. I always believe I got what it takes to win, but we will see.
Yeah, he's a natural behind in front of the camera and behind the microphone, but he's in his element behind the wheel. That is his natural environment. Henning Solberg, then when I spoke to him this morning, he said it's great to be back competing at international level. He said the ERC is so strong right now. He's watching almost every event. So he is very much up on everything that is happening right now. No, there was a very last-minute change around in terms of what car he was going to be using this weekend. Always, it's Henning Solberg fashion, you know, it's a bit of a last-minute, pull everything together, but he's here. And he's such a character, he's a legend of the sport. And it's great to have him on board for the Royal Rally of Scandinavia.
Well, when Stephane Lefebvre said, I've only had 50 Ks of testing, I think we can quite safely say this is Henning's first high-speed run in the car.
There we are then. It is qualifying complete for Henning. It's 16th fastest out of a total of 19 drivers we have through, and Henning is our final car that we will be seeing here at qualifying. Let's get a word with him.
Henning, it's great to welcome you back. Your last ERC start at Olli Finnskog 2003. How does it feel to be back?
Yeah, but it was not a good start. I had a bad start. I stopped in the start 3-4 times. But that's how it is.
What is the target this weekend? How ready are you?
I don't know. We are over 50, so there is our own class for over 50, so I will try.
And how's the co-driver?
Co-driver is very good.
Stephane Lefebvre is a legend. Yeah, Henning said to me this morning, he said, I'm not sure about the speed this weekend. I'm thinking of the Masters category. I like this over 50s category we've got now. Stage classification for you then. Confirmation of Philip Allen being the fastest man through, 242.9, with Mabellini just 0.7 of a second behind that. Then Frank Tore Larsen third, then Armstrong, Brynildsen, Reiersen, Osberg and Marchik to take us to the top 8. Then it's Tempestini and Korhonen, Matulka, Johansson, McRae, Lefebvre, Verstappen and Solberg. It is going to be a fascinating weekend for us here at the Royal Rally of Scandinavia. Lots going on this weekend. We're going to be back on air a little bit later today at 17:45, which will incorporate our pre-show and, of course, the opening stage of the rally. And there are the times for you for Friday and Saturday. 2 full days of gravel action in the forest. It is set to be an absolute thriller throughout the weekend. We're very much looking forward to bringing you every single stage live. So it is that time. We are going to take a very, very long break until our next appearance back live here at 17:45. Rejoin us for tonight and the opening stage of the rally. We'll see you then.